Welcome back, everybody. My name is Gnome, bringing you yet another Mortal Kombat X tutorial. This tutorial is going to be teaching you how to use Kung-Jin's Brutalities. So without any further ado, if you would like to see a specific brutality, feel free to hop on down to the description below where you'll find timestamps to help you get to each one. Otherwise, if you're interested in learning all of Kung-Jin's Brutalities, then stick along with me. I'm going to be starting with the Ancestral variation, and we'll see you there. Alright guys, so first up we have the A Little Heart Brutality. Now in order to perform this brutality, you can be in any one of Kung-Jin's variations. Now it's key to doing this is you cannot get hit for at least 7 seconds during the match. You need to go at least 7 whole seconds without taking any damage during the final round. This is actually very key. It won't count if you do this in round 1. You have to do this in the same round that you are going to go for the brutality itself. Next, you want to make sure you are in sweep distance away from your opponent when you go to finish them, and the final hit itself should come from a straight arrow. So as usual, I will provide you with an example. Now, in the time it will take me to explain this, we will easily pass about 7 seconds. That being said, straight arrow is down forward Y or down forward triangle on the PlayStation, and that's really all there is to it. I want to say this is about sweep distance, and already we've more than easily met the 7-second requirement. So down forward Y again, or down forward triangle on the PlayStation. Simple as that. There really isn't much else to it. I think one more should do it. There we have it. It's initially, it appears like a very easy brutality, but honestly, I want to call it a little bit more difficult, just in the sense that the 7 seconds in a normal battle, it's pretty difficult not to get hit for 7 seconds. You have to be good at dodging and jumping around, but on to the next one. Alright guys, so next up we have the Roundabout Brutality. In order to perform this brutality, you can be in any one of Kung-Jin's variations. Now what's key to doing this is you need to perform at least 3 cartwheel drops during the match, and then you want your final hit itself to come from a cartwheel smash, which is of course an enhanced version of the cartwheel drop. This means you will need at least 1 special bar in order to perform this properly. So as usual, I'll provide you with an example. And to do a general cartwheel drop, it is down back B or down back circle on the PlayStation, and it should look something like this. Simple enough. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. We have enough special bar for me to demo the roundabout real quick. So let's do the cartwheel smash, and that is again down back B or down back circle, and then right trigger or R2 for the enhanced version. Simple as that, and that's really all there is to it. Once you get those first 3 cartwheel drops in, then you move on to the enhanced smash for the final hit. So here we go. And there we have it, my friends. Nice and messy, plenty gory, does the trick. On to the next one. Alright guys, so next up we have the Where'd You Go Brutality. This brutality can be performed in any one of Kung-Jin's variations. Now what's key to doing this is you need to interact with at least 3 level interactions, which is quite simple. This can easily mean offensive or defensive items, whether you're dodging away or throwing something at your opponent, so long as you interact with at least 3 of these in the stage. Now, what is important is you want your final hit to come from a throw, which is generally left button or X and A if you want, and on the PlayStation it is L1 or square and X. So here we go with an example as usual. Now we need our 3 level interactions, so here's 1. Simple enough. Let's move them on over here to this skull right here. This will do. Here's 2. And last but not least, let's do a little dodge off of there. So there's 3. And simple as that. Now our opponent should be more than well low enough. And after that, simply use a throw. Make sure you have at least 3 level interactions, and that's really all there is to it. There's no directions or anything else involved, simply a throw. So here we go. Boom. Very nice. Nothing necessarily too special about it. It's more of a comedic, funny looking brutality rather than one that's necessarily severely brutal. Though, I guess in the real world that would be quite brutal, but on to the next one. Alright guys, so next up we have the Bullseye Brutality. Now in order to perform this brutality, you need to be in Kung-Jin's Ancestral variation. Now what's key to doing this is you need to use every quiver type at least once during the match. And what I've found this to mean is you want to both engage the quiver and then use an arrow from it, as my experience has been that whenever I don't use the arrows, just enhance the quiver, I don't seem to get this brutality to pull off right. So in my opinion, it seems to work best when you enhance the quiver and then use an arrow from that enhanced quiver. Now, when you go to pull off this brutality, you need to be in sweep distance, which is a little bit odd, but it'll work. And the final hit must hit the opponent in the head, and the final hit itself should come from an air down arrow. So this one is like some previous brutalities I've demoed, in which you will need to stall for a brief moment in the air in order to get this to hit the head properly. So here we go with an example as usual. Now for our quivers, we'll start with that. So let's do our fire quiver, which is down down X or down down square. Simple as that. And then we're going to do a straight arrow, which is down forward Y or down forward triangle. And there we have it. So that should get our fire arrow out of the way. Now let's move on to a stun quiver, which is down back X or down back square. And then again another straight arrow. And finally our vampiric quiver, which is down forward X or down forward square. And there we have it. And a straight arrow. Okay. What I think is important to demo next is the air angle arrow, because as you can see, it's too high from a sweep distance, especially if you try and just use it right off the bat. So you're going to need to stall for a moment in the air. Kind of like that. Again, one more example. There we go. That was better. Now, it is down back Y or down back triangle while you are in the air to get this to work properly. Just like that. Okay, so I think our opponent should be more than low enough. We've hit him with each quiver type. Make sure you are in sweep distance, and that's really all there is to it. Go for the head. That's the most important part of this. Try and aim for their head, or this will not work properly. Here we go. Nope. There we have it. Alright, my friends. I like this one a lot, a little bit more than his other brutalities, just because of that finisher. I thought it was a little bland at first because it only puts one arrow in their head, but then once you see that he fills the rest of their head with about 3 or 4 more arrows afterwards, that really is the cherry on the top. So, I like it. On to the next one. Alright guys, so next up we have the Burnt Out Brutality. Now in order to perform this brutality, you need to be in Kung-Jin's Bojutsu variation. Now what's key to doing this is your opponent must be in the air during the final hit, and I'm going to show you how to do this quite easily actually, and then the final hit itself should come from a bow flame, which is down back X or down back square. So as usual, this is what a general bow flame looks like, down back X or down back square. Simple as that, and as you can see, your opponent is way too low for that to hit. So what you're going to want to do is jump in the air, of course, and then use down X or down square, and it should do this. And you'll see your opponent will drop down and then bounce back up. So this is when you're going to transition into the bow flame. Like so. It's actually really easy. Just practice it a little if you need to. But again, it is down X to do that, or down square to do this little bounce. And that's really all there is to it, and then simply transition into your bow flame. Make sure you input it immediately, otherwise you may not hit. So here we go with the final brutality. And there we have it, my friends. I like this one a lot. It's not necessarily too special, but it does utilize special powers a little bit more than other brutalities, and that's kind of what I like. I like the mysticism about it and how it's supernatural to some extent. So there we have it. On to our final brutality. Alright guys, so last up we have the Decapitator brutality. Now in order to perform this brutality, you need to be in Kung-Jin's Shaolin variation. Now what's key to doing this is you're going to want to guide the chakram to the opponent's head or to their shins. Now I'm not entirely sure if this is completely optional in terms of where you hit them, but because it is called the Decapitator, I tend to go for the head just to be sure. Feel free to try out these shins for yourself. Honestly, I probably should have given it a try beforehand just to see if that is another way to perform this brutality, but for the sake of fitting for the Decapitator name, I decided to go for the head. So here we go, as usual. You want your final hit, of course, to come from the chakram itself, so which is back forward X or back forward square. Simple as that. Now, like some projectiles with like Kung Lao, of course, you can control the projectile while it is in midair, like so, as you can see, or lower. So we're going to be going for a headshot like this. Simple as that. It really is not that hard. And let's go for it while we can. Again, back forward X or back forward square, and then use up or down to direct the chakra midair. And here we go. Oh, too far. There we have it. Alright, my friends. Nothing too special about this brutality. You know, it's a decapitation. Nothing we haven't seen in the Mortal Kombat universe before, especially done more flashy than this, and other characters can definitely pull off decapitations a little more visually pleasing, if I do say so myself. But that's besides the point. So there we have it, my friends. This has been yet another Mortal Kombat X Brutality tutorial. Hopefully this tutorial has helped you out. If it has helped you out indeed, please leave me a like or a comment down below letting me know what you thought or what you might like to see from future tutorials. And without any further ado, thank you all very much for joining me for this episode, and we'll see you next time, guys. Stay safe, stay happy. That being said, I think it would be appropriate if I switched into this with a little bit of move magic. Boom! There we have it. Alright, so adjust this a little. And there we have it. That's my mic, apologies, but it's a nice shirt.